Hey guys, welcome back to the English Gentleman Gamer with me, Roscoe. And here are my thoughts so far on Dishonored, which I got last week, and is, at the moment anyway, a fucking excellent game. Now, just to sort of clarify my thoughts at the moment, this isn't a review. I'm not an expert, so if I've missed anything, it's not deliberate. I'm not very far into the game, so I can't comment on the whole game. I can only comment on what I've seen so far. And like I say, it's not a review because I've not finished it yet. So anyway, that being said, my opinion of this game is very high. It reminds me of Tenchu at the moment, in as much as you are encouraged, although not, what's the right way of putting it, you're encouraged to do stealth kills basically. You can do the all guns blazing approach, which you could also do in Tenchu. Or Metal Gear Solid is another example of a game that, in my opinion, sort of encouraged you to be stealthy and wait on most occasions. There were set pieces and stuff in Metal Gear Solid where you had to sort of get stuck in, but in most instances you had to be quite patient. Again, in Tenchu, the reward on Tenchu for getting through a level without being spotted by anybody was called Grandmaster, and Grandmastering the whole game took me quite a long time, I'll be honest. Now this game, I'm not going to reference the video footage too much. This is my very first attempt at doing it, hence the reason why I was fucking about in this room and stuff. I decided that I was contemplating buying, there's a book, Premier Guide or something they're called, I can't remember the name of the company who makes them, but I had contemplated buying this guidebook for 12 quid because I don't get that much time to game at the moment, as you'll notice by the fact I don't actually get a chance to actually make many YouTube videos either. So I want to see everything in the game, but at the same time I didn't want someone holding my hand. I didn't want to download some FAQ walkthrough off the internet and, you know, basically have my hand held all the way through it. I wanted to try and discover things myself, find the secrets myself. I do think I found, I won't say a secret because it's obvious that there's a puzzle to be solved in the sewer section, which I'm not sure we'll get to on this video. But anyway, I did manage to work that one out myself. It does tell you, I have finished the first level, which is this basically get out of jail level. As you'll see, my combat skills are quite piss poor. I do suspect I'll have to finish it once, and then to stand any chance of completing it without being spotted, I'll have to redo it. Now, just chop that guy's head off there. It is quite grimy in places, quite gruesome to be honest. It is definitely worth its 18 certificate, not because of foul language. I've not heard any swearing yet, but it is quite gruesome when it comes to the deaths and stuff. On this, the reason why I'm just basically taking my time at the moment, I'm trying to find as many things as I can. I did fuck up, obviously you saw me there, I got spotted by those guards, so that ruined my chances of finishing the level without being spotted by anybody. There's a little, it does give you tutorials and stuff, as in when the first time you approach things. The other thing I was disappointed, I thought I was doing well looking for coins. There's money that you pick up in this. I thought I'd collected quite a lot. It turns out in the first level I only found half of them, so I'm mystified as to where the other half of the, you know, there's 1,000 coins basically to be found on the first level, and I only found 577, so I'll be fucked if I can think where the other 463 are hiding. But anyway, graphic wise I think it's fantastic. I like the sort of steampunk Victorian vibe to the game. The music and the sound effects are also excellent. They really do convey a sense of being there really rather well. The combat so far, I'm not very good. I've not killed many people, so it does seem to handle fairly well. You know, it does what you ask it to do. When you press shoot, swing your sword or whatever, it does tend to do it for you, and it does hold your hand quite well. It's not in your face about making you do things, but it holds your hand sufficiently to say, look, there's something there worth looking at, we think you should go and have a look at it, sort of thing. The gameplay is like Tenchu or Metal Gear Solid. Basically you're at the beginning of a level, and certainly for this first level, getting out of the prison and the sewer level that comes up next, obviously being a sewer, you're quite shoehorned into where you've got to go. I'm on to a second level where I've got to go and execute some guy. that's where it's become much more open. There are also optional objectives, I think it calls them. One of them is going talking to some old deer. You have to take care of a couple of things on her behalf, like killing some guys and poisoning some other dudes, which is exactly where I'm up to, poisoning these other chaps. But there are rewards for doing these little side objectives. So I've actually managed to complete one of the objectives you have to do. I've managed to get around that whilst I was in the course of doing a job for this old deer. So I'm trying to do, when I come up to a point where it's a choice of do the main objective or do the side objectives, I'm trying to do the side objectives first because, well, I want to see as much of the game as possible. Based on the two and a half hours I'm into this game, would I recommend it? Yes, I would. I've played nothing but first person shooters almost exclusively since I bought Killzone 3. I don't think I've played a single player game since then, so that's 18 months ago, nearly 2 years ago. So I kind of got bored of the online thing. I mean, Killzone 3 is pretty much dead. It's a fantastic game, but unfortunately not many people are playing it. Likewise, Bad Company 2 doesn't look as good, but it plays better in my opinion. Again, if you can get better than 5 aside on that, then you're doing really rather well. Battlefield 3, I'm sick of getting my arse kicked in rush mode. I don't enjoy Conquest. I don't really enjoy Gunmaster, although it's a pleasant distraction for a couple of rounds. I do like Conquest Domination. That's the only game type I'm prepared to play on my own. If my friends are online, then I would join. I'm not bothered what game type we play then. But anyway, I've kind of had my fill of first person shooters and playing online in general, so I'm more than happy to sit and play an offline single player game for the time being. It's very atmospheric, it's very playable, the story is, I don't know, quite say believable, but it's fairly cliched to a point. You basically, someone gets kidnapped at the beginning and you're stitched up and you go after the people who stitched you up. Sort of classic revenge thing really. But the environments that you explore are very pleasing on the eye. I find it, I don't quite say a pleasure, but I don't find it a chore to be looking for stuff, the hidden items, completing the tasks, just walking around. This prison bit that you're looking at now doesn't really convey the size or the scale of what you've got to go and explore. And there's a good little twisty bit that comes up after the sewer bit, I think it is. I can't remember exactly when it is to see it, but there's a little twist towards the beginning that I wasn't expecting that's certainly added some more to the gameplay. I mean, I won't ruin it. I'm trying not to ruin it for you, not because I don't want to tell you. I would like to tell you, but I do suggest you buy this game. Certainly, if you can get your hands on it, you should do. It's very enjoyable, and it's just, it's a good romp. I mean, I'm going to finish it once, and I suspect, like I said, I will have to go through it a second time to try. I mean, you'll see here, I do try and creep up on these two guys coming up, but I do make a complete bollocks of it. So this game basically points out to you that you do have the option of just going in there and stabbing everyone, but there's always a stealthy way of getting around everything. So that's one thing that I'm trying to work on at the moment. I mean, as you'll see, the first few skirmishes I've had have all ended up with me slashing away with my sword and stuff and not doing a very good job. Weapon wise and abilities wise and all this sort of stuff, there's a lot to choose from. The abilities you can acquire later in the game certainly make it different to the likes of Tenchu. I mean, Tenchu, the reason why I mentioned Tenchu is that it was the first, it's not platform game, it's not the right word, but open world game, if you will, that allowed you as a player to go anywhere you wanted. Because you had the grappling hook, you could climb on basically anything. You could climb trees, buildings, and hide wherever you wanted. I mean, Grand Theft Auto had a much bigger scale in terms of the size of the maps and everything, but you were limited in where you could actually go, in as much as it was fairly difficult to get on. You couldn't get in hardly any buildings, and it was difficult to get onto the buildings unless you had like you managed to nick a helicopter or whatever. But anyway, this game, looking at this game, if you're a fan of single player games and stealthy action and sort of revenge thrillers, and you like to go and look in every nook and cranny for all the secrets and all the, like Resident Evil, and is like you get books that you want to read. I mean, I'm just looking at this officer's report here, and then there's this pentameter thing, I think it's called, that plays like an audio recording for you. So all these little clues that I'm sure will add up to something at some point, all make a difference. So anyway, I'm enjoying this game a lot at the moment. It looks great, it sounds great, it plays really well, and I'd recommend anyone should go and have a look at it. I will do another gameplay commentary on this soon when I get a bit more action involved, because there's not much actually goes on in this first couple of missions. So I will try and show you what secrets I have uncovered and such like, and that's about it. I've just submitted a video to Pixel Anime Revive. Hopefully if that one goes according to plan, I will also add the link to that in this video, in the response bit to this video. Anyway guys, until next time, take it easy and have a good weekend, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.